Good evening for another episode of Soft as in Software Live Coding. I hear some audio feedback. That should be better now. Good. Today I'm going to look at some reusable components, shared components with .NET Blazor and MAUI, and hopefully can also put it on OfficeJS. Why is it saying OfficeJS in my title? That's not right. Let's try to fix that quickly. If that's the case, at least. Oh, it should be right on the stream, so it's only not right in here. You can't see it, but I can. Let's quickly start the show. So welcome back for another live stream. Let's move quickly into the coding window. And that's not much coding, what I see there. There's my coding window. So let's start a new repo there. Well, at least a new folder. Oh, I can do that from VisStudio. So what I'm going to do now is to see if we can get some reusable components, shared components working in MAUI. We already did that, I think like 2 weeks ago, but I kind of want to repeat that and get some more experience on that. Continue without code. Let's start without code, with nothing at all. And from here we take like a new project. Oh. New. Why does it come with the project wizard? There it is. And let's create Blazor WebAssembly, because we want to try it with a WebAssembly standalone. Blazor WebAssembly standalone for today. Let's call that example.web. And we do that in the folder for what's today, 16. Next. And let's include some sample pages in here. No authentication for this demo. Create. That's the first project. That should be the basic, not basic, it's C#, but basic WebAssembly project. And I'll hear my audio again. Why is it enabling the audio all the time? This should be better again. Now stop enabling the audio again. So let's run this and see if it's working. build the project. This should be very straightforward. Why is it starting with an update of the browser again? So this is actually working, and we have some weather there. It's freezing, bracing, freezing, balmy, and chilly. And it's actually the case in here as well. We have some like stormy weather over here. So that's working. So now put in some shared Razor library there. Razor class library. Next. And let's call that example web components. Web components, something like that. And we don't want that in the example web. Oh, also the solution is called like that. That's not that smart. Yeah, so let's leave it for now. Support pages and views. No. So now what we want to do is move all the components like counter, home, and weather to the web components. Well, let's first create a reference to the shared thing. Why is it opening? Dependencies. That's in here. Dependencies. Web components. Okay. Let's close that. Now let's move the pages to the web components. And also the layout. To the root of the web components. And we want to move the app Razor file now we need to move some of the usings in here, put it in there. And this should be web components. WebAssembly. Don't need that in here, I think. That should also work. Let's see if it builds. No. The app using web components. Because the app is now in web components. That's working. let's try run this. Let's Control F5 to make sure that it's actually refreshing all the loads. Seems to be working. Okay. Now try to move some of the... Let's see what we need in here. If we build this, is it complaining? It says it's still working. Yep. Now let's see what we can do with the website, because the CSS should be able to move. And the sample data should be able to move. We still have the index there. But now we have to move the CSS files like content, web example, web components. Let's check for typos. That should be good. App CSS is in the other one. If it keeps on working like this, then we have a short stream today. So everything is working. Do need some sleep, so it would definitely help if we finish early today. Save. Let's build it. Still building. Run it. Let's Control F5 to reload the CSS files. And it's still working. Let's check in here. Still working. WebSockets, WebAssembly. Okay. Let's wrap this up. Counter still working. Yes. Weather still working. Oh, the weather is not working. And the reason for that is that I also moved sample data, weather.json, example, something like this, maybe. Save. counter. Yes, weather. And now the weather is also working again. Good. Now let's see if we can also add something from Maui in here. Add project. Do we have the Maui workload? Should have. Maui Blazor hybrid. This one. Example .maui. I think that's a creative name, don't you think? Yes, magic. Create long-term support. New to .NET MAUI. Let's quickly, where's my Maui thing? There. Let's make that startup. Let's run it. See if it's working. It's taking some time to build first time. Let's have a look at the output. Oh, here. Looks the same. Hello world, counter, and some weather information. Now let's see if we can adopt this from the shared components. So that means that we basically can just throw this one out. And we can throw this one out. Now we need to reference the other ones. How are we going to do that? That can go. Let's start with this. Oh, and we first need to create a dependency here to the web components. Okay. Then underscore content. Example dot web components. Copy, do that. Save. That's empty. And instead of app, we need to create a new one, I think. this one. Platforms. Let's see if it's building. It probably is building, but it should not. Let's see where it's loading the app. It's probably not going to find that main layout. It's that one. In order to do so, we do need a namespace here, I think. Web components equals to namespace dot example dot web components. Something like so. He's trying to build something.
We're using shared.
Still running. Build completed. I wonder if this is actually running. Not found. Now the question is, where did it pick up the... This should probably be picked up by thing in here. The component can go. let's check my notes here quickly. Let's take out the shared items. This is what we did. Main. Main.razor. This one doesn't have a main.razor. Imports. MAUI components. Component type. Is that something in here? No. Here. It says like web components. Oh. So this one should go. Not sure where I changed it just now. Replace that with so. Something like that. Wonder what's this error. It's not a generated file. It says it's ready. Let's try to run it again. We do have something here. That also works. That one doesn't work yet. Because that's probably the same issue as we've seen before. That's the razor router that we just removed. That's interesting because this one is not needed anymore. No references in here. This example MAUI app. That's generated. Close all tabs. Build it again. Oh, we need to find the JSON thing. Oh, copy, find all. It's in here, so why is the other one not working? Okay. Let's see if we can find something here. No registered service of the type system.net HTTP client. I think it's because the web is created differently in the MAUI application. It's trying to use it through injection, apparently. Oh. Does mean that it's not using this page, apparently. Let's see, solution file. In the MAUI program. There's no point to a service here. It looks like a generated one. Weather forecast service. Where is it loading the surface? Nowhere. So why is it trying to load that? Oh, it's trying to inject the HTTP client. And it's probably in here, but not in the not in the components, but in this one. There you are. This one is not available in MAUI at this time. Builder dot services dot add singleton of type HTTP client. Well, let's just try this. That's not available. Oh. Builder dot services dot add singleton type HTTP client. So that should be injected by this one. That's done in here. Let's check if that's working. Is it still running? Not sure if this is the right way to do it, but that's working. And that's not working. Yeah, and that's not available. It is interesting because it used to be a service, but that apparently did change. Maui. Next. Test. Next. Create. This one only has this also doesn't have the service. Make it 2. Let's see what they did there with the weather service. There's the weather eraser thing. Oh, it's not reading it. They are faking it. Really? This one is putting stuff in like code. This one is reading it from a JSON file. That's sneaky. That means that if I just copy all of this, copy, and override the component here, that means it doesn't need the HTTP client anymore. That's really sneaky. That means it doesn't need that anymore. And it also doesn't need this, I think. Then we can also remove this sample data. There's no reference anymore. Oh, stop it first. Come on, stop it. Why is it so slow? Can close a single one, I think, now. Local component routes, that's this one. No. Shared resources, no. Where are the routes? Only there. This is a single project, so this one can close now. Let's close that. Close all of this. Save. There's a route in here. I would think that this would work as well. That takes it from this. Web component app. Let's try it running. It's now not using the routes razor. Alright, break from Blender time. Blender, that's this graphical thing, isn't it? Milo Artemov. Hello, I'm there looking for game. I am here looking for game dev coding streams every day. My friend Peter is making an investment model in Python today, and I'm not keen on that kind of math. That's working, that's working. No. Yeah, now it's loading this as well, because this is just C#. Kind of sneaking it in. What are you doing in C# today? I'm mixing web applications with MAUI and Blazor. With the in the end, it should also be working in Office, in an Office add-in. So that would be the next step. But right now we have like two applications on web. Let's put the configuration. Let's see, where is that? Let's put them both on startup, MAUI app, and on the, no, not the web components, web app. Okay, so now run this, it should now trigger 2 applications. Blazor is the ASP.NET UI framework from Microsoft. Somewhat similar to React or Angular. But it allows you to build applications in C#. So this is the web browser with the same shared components in here. So if you look at this, it looks the same as this one. While this is an Windows application, native Windows application. Same thing, counter is working and the weather is also working. So let's see if we have enough power here to also start this one differently. Like with Android. Launch emulator. Let's pre-launch that. That's taking quite a hit on your machine, so it would be better to just connect it to your machine. Gradio, but I have not. But I've only heard about React and Angular. Oh, how do you rate Blazor compared to React? Well, it's completely different, I should say. I personally like Blazor much more because it's C#. And it allows me to do things like this, where I can actually create a multi-platform application. This one would be running on Android if you look at this. And that's native. Let's wait for it to load. It's quite heavy. Pixel starting. Little phone. Usually it crashes my system, but let's have some patience here. Bring it on. Give me a phone. There's the phone. Now let's see if we can set just this one as a startup. Single startup, MAUI, okay. And have that as pixel. Oh, did it stop? There it is. The second run is already a little bit quicker now. Come on, today. Need to go to bed early, so 20 years old guy here. Recently I completed a Python crash course book, and now I'm considering Rust or C#. I have started coding with C#, now not with C++, and C# is just a safer version of it, but Rust is performant. All C# is also pretty performant. And you can create multi-platform applications as well that runs on everything. On your Android or your Mac or your Windows PC. What do we have more in here? I think iPads, things like that. Let's try run this. F5. Now starting again. Just keep throwing me out. Let's see if it will deploy the application now. Make apps from scratch using .NET. I think you mean .NET. .NET MAUI, yes. Also reading Stanford study papers on neutral language processing and AI lately. Pretty interesting stuff. I mainly like AI and their inner workings and game development. Well, AI is completely booming. If you want a job, you need to work in AI these days. Pixel starting, will it also start the application? Waiting for the emulator to be ready. That's doing something. Compile to Dalvik. Putting a package in there. And it terminated again. Yes. Try again. Deployment failed. Wait. Said trombone. There's nothing to laugh about. Come on, guys. I think it was just too slow. So the application was thinking that it failed. I guess you need to trust me that it should be running on Android as well. Google. Come on. It's just way too slow. I think you need to put more power in this VM. It's a virtual machine, what you're looking at here. It's not real. Starting. This will be a long stream if we look like it like this. What's your opinion on AI co-pilots? Maybe there are too many of them. Which one do we refer to here? I think that they are nothing more than supplements to your own programming knowledge. I use them often when coding in Python, mainly using self-hosted models on PC. I think at this time you can kind of generate a lot of it, but if you want to have the last 20% working, it takes so much time to get things up and running. So you probably still can do it. The thing is, you can use it as a helper in your. Well, I should not start it again because it is failing too much. It's helping you a lot. It can quickly give you a sample code and get you going. But you definitely need to be careful and check what is provided there. Just like regular AI, it's so getting so powerful these days. In a year time, I think the progress that it's made already. Exactly, the best thing is AI makes all the boilerplate code for you indeed. But you even can ask just if you have existing code to verify the code and explain what it's doing. So let's put this back to, oh, now I'm clicking on run again. Come on. Wow, that was quick. Maybe I should try running again now. It's deploying. No, and it's dead again. Let's bring that back to Windows. Try that. That should be working. Yeah, that's working. So if you make this smaller, you get this hamburger thingy there. But things, yeah. That was already in there. Let's close this, and now what shall we do next? Basically, I want to do the same thing, but then with my Office code. GitHub.com. Go to my sample here. Samples. And then we go to Blazor add-in. Excel, Blazor. Sync fork. I want to just clone the repo here. Let's go back to my repo there. I've made a color noise generator using tkinter. I just read something, I saw this afternoon something about tkinter. Someone who created like a text studio in tkinter, but he had to start over again because it was not performing too well. So he rebuilt his project. Go here, copy that, go in here, cmd. Oh, let's go to terminal. Again, we have an update for PowerShell. We need to update every week. Data repos. Make directory 2024 04 16-3 maybe. CD 2024 04 16-3. GitHub repo clone. CD, what do we have here? CD Office, CD samples, CD Blazor something, CD Excel. Let's check out branch. Today 2024. Well, let's make it test MAUI. Then close this one. Now try to open the solution here. Excel Blazor solution. that has two projects in there, the web application and the site loader to load it into Office. So once this is loaded in Visual Studio, let's try run it in Excel. Let's see if it's still working. Just out of the box, cloned from my repo. F5. That should kick in Excel and bring in the add-in. Yeah, got it. I wonder why it's loading this one. Because I kind of expected it to have a sub-menu there. Oh, but that's because I took the branch from main. Yeah, she created the branch from the other branch, but this should be also be working for our test here quickly. So if you have the bubble chart there and we click on create table, that is inserts the table, and then the bubble chart, creating bubble chart based on the table. So that's good. So let's close that again. Don't save. Now let's try to do the same exercise as we just did with the Blazor application. This is a Blazor WebAssembly. So if we add a new project here, Razor class library. Make that Blazor add-in dot shared. Maybe I make some simple pixel art generator from this noise generator. I just need to invent some way to train it somehow. I have thought that maybe I could use some simple feedback system. But now, how could I append tags to the image concepts for the model during reinforcement training? Maybe I will use these simple sample images as training dataset, or I will just write a huge dictionary with all possible tags. But how do you define all possible tags there? Let's create a library without support pages and views. Create. That would mean that we now should have a reference in here, dependency to add project reference to shared. That's a good question, yes. Is already in shared, okay. So now we have a shared thingy there. And what we want to do is bring in the pages from this one into that one. The question is, will that work? And we have the shared things, also layout. And we have some root things. And we have CSS files. Let's first have a look at escape. What's in here? Yeah. Move the CSS files in there as well. No Python, C++, GD script, a little bit of Java and some C#. In a way, if you know how to program, then any language you're able to learn. Let's move that to the other one as well. And have a look at here. Now we need to change some things here. That's from CDN. Someone calling me? I don't know. Maybe it was my alarm to go to bed already. Let's search for CSS. That's something different. That's a picture. That's a CDN. That's the CSS. That should be underscore content. Blazor it in. Dot shared. This one should remain the same. Let's see, what do? We have more in here. This is the app. That was the only one that we just changed. This one. Now the images button. Yeah, that's interesting. Because this is referenced in the XML file. Button. Button 16 there. So let's put the that's impossible. So that's interesting. How do I get the reference to the shared project from the manifest file? Because this one was looking at the root thing there. Although it might still be working. Functions file is not there. Yeah, this one is not used. It's only used in here, I think. So let's go to the usings first. Today I planned out for a YouTube channel. 3 core sessions. Are you on YouTube? As for my Blender work, I have done modeling, rigging, texturing, floppy disk, the alive floppy disk. Okay. Let's have a look here. The imports. Copy. Blazor is shared, is not in there. Why not? Oh, I need to probably also need some namespaces, maybe. That's CSS. Blazor add-in, dot shared. Start in a few weeks, if not days. Do you already have a channel? Let's see if it's building. Build failed. Have his own desk, Compact Desk Pro 386. That's an oldie. I had it like ages ago. This should go, component can go, delete. I think the usings are not solved here. WebAssembly can go there. Not sure why that's not resolving. Is already in, that's the one. That's the office environment. The image is not in here. Let's put the images back for now. Really inspired to start this channel soon. Perhaps I will help any new coders with programming concepts and even game development. Well, at least you will be learning yourself a lot, I think. Why is this not working? On render. Oh. Yeah, that should be good. Not sure why the on render async is not working. That's Blazor, I think. Which one did I miss there? Oh, the main layout. That's not right. That should be Blazor adding dot shared, yeah. And why is the main layout not resolved? it flops so historically accurate because of my Moxie history of gaming. When I was a little bit younger, I got really deep into it. Even to this day, I really like playing PSX games. I do too, actually. I'm missing something here. Blazor adding dot shared. No. It's not used currently. Oh, Blazor add in. Now the app is not resolved. See, move that as well. That was not what I wanted. Now it's resolved, so why is it called shared? Oh, because of the folder. That means that if we need to go into imports, that's interesting. So if I try to resolve it in here, then it's doing this. But this is not adopting it from the global. What was the hardest coding concept to understand for you? In my case, pointers are still number one. Stuck on their chapter with Stephen Rather School C program. Brick, not a book. Pointers, that's really terrible thing for leaking memory and things. If you look at that, a lot of change there. Did I just make a typo? See, now it's still in the usings. But still the on-render async is not resolved. It's interesting, why doesn't it resolve that from I should name that shared components. That's a bad selection. Let's open the other one. This one. Is what we have there. It's the web application, this one. That also has a reference to these pages. Only thing that is different is that it doesn't have code behind, maybe. Initialized async. And that's the on after render. Don't see why that's not working. Copy. Google. Error CS015, and then what we are don't finding here is the on after render. In shared components. The problem, the fix, despite potential thousands of errors, kicks out. Fix is surprisingly easy. The problem is caused because by your C's project having a reference to a file that no longer exists. Oh, really? That's the reference. It doesn't have a reference to the one of the pages. So that's not the same, I think. Additional files. No, no. That's something else. Yeah, so that's not the same. my page doesn't contain a definition for service. It has something to do with moving the folder. Let's close all the tabs here. Let's also reload maybe this one. Sometimes reloading the Visual Studio environment is helping. The layout is the layout in there as well. That friend of mine that codes in Python, Peter, told me that once he blew up his RAM by causing a memory leak by some C# script. I highly doubt that. Maybe Rust borrowed checker is strict, but at least good way. Maybe on C++, but I doubt it will be on C# because that memory is managed. Oh, this is the other one. Visual Studio really should shut down now. That's the pinned one, so I need this one, I think. Still doing it, so I'd probably give up for now. I think it's related to the moving. Thanks for following Ragamal. Hope I pronounced your name properly. Thank you. Always appreciate people stepping by. Bubble chart. That means that it's not recognizing that it's actually a Blazor thing. So what I'm missing here? I wonder where it gets the navigation there. Because that's part of this one, I think. Still same error. Oh, okay, it's getting a bit too late again. Because I have to drive to work tomorrow. This is different. It's also not related. No references in here either. So probably need to check this and see why it's not doing that. This is the CSS. That's not the issue. I think I need to just throw it out and try again next week. Or maybe, yeah, next week on Tuesday. Peter mainly working in the DevOps field, so I don't know why he does that investment model. We were sitting into the Linux course for server operators on stream yesterday. Basic, easier things. Yeah, DevOps is more like CDI pipelines, deployment maybe. Let's wrap this up, and at least the other one is working. Let's go to that one once more. Just to wrap it up. That's the example web thing. So what we did today was actually creating 3 projects. The MAUI project for native applications like Windows, Android, and iOS, Apple, Mac things. And we have a web version or just in the browser. And we have one with shared components that I actually wanted to get working also on the other project, but that's not going to happen today. So let's create the startup again, configure the startup and make that multi-startup again for the web and MAUI, so you get both applications up and running. Tomorrow I will be there on Thursday again. And if you already subscribed or followed, or where are you? You are on YouTube. At this time I'm streaming twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday. But as of April 29, I will be streaming every day in the week, except for Saturday and Sunday. But at a different time probably. Because I have a special announcement around April 29. So stay tuned for that. So let's go back to the main window here and wrap things up. So what we just saw is creating a MAUI application, native web application, and a web application. And I still don't have the Office add-in working in that same context. Too bad, but it will happen sometime. It's challenging technique, so Office is kind of JavaScript related, and to incorporate C# in there, that's kind of tricky, but we get that working already. So thanks for watching today, and see you in 2 days, or otherwise next week on Tuesday. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.